what's up, guys? I'm gonna actually, I'm over here stuck in traffic here in Puerto Rico, Halloween night. But I was just picking up these tourists. I was listening to them talking about how they're arguing about how, oh, I think money will make you, if you have more money, you'll be happier. And they were like bantering back and forth, like, no, I disagree. And I interrupted them. I said, you know what? You both actually have valid points. And they was like, oh, thank you. And I shared my story and how I said I told him I was homeless twice, sleeping in my car, taking a shower at 24-hour fitness after my divorce, and I was a millionaire, and I lost it all. Okay. And I told him, like, nah, I'm an Uber driver here in Puerto Rico, and going to school for nursing. And what I told him was that I said, right now this is the happiest I've ever been. I told him that, like, being a millionaire, I had thoughts about committing suicide. Like, I wasn't going to do it, but it was like, I've traveled the world. I did mission trips. I eat at all these restaurants every day, getting fat, and I had no motivation to work because it's like, what's the point of working when I have all this money? And then when I lost everything in crypto, my investment was gone. Part of me was like, dang, all this hard work, it's gone. And then now I'm like, now I got to start all over again. But a part of me was like, finally I got purpose. I get to wake up and hustle. There's a saying, the process to the destiny is the destiny, not the end result. The hunt is more rewarding than the kill. I remember Will Smith said this. He said, you know how the feeling when you hit rock bottom? Imagine the feeling when you have everything and you reach over the cliff. It's the exact same feeling, So I was like telling them that, and I just wanted to kind of share that, about how most people their whole life, they talk about how if they had all this money, they would be happy, and I've had a taste of that. If they had a beautiful woman, they'd be happy. I've had a taste of that too as well. But just like everything, I spoke to a guy who is very successful here in Puerto Rico. I'm living like here on a budget, but this guy, he's like balling, and I'm like, how does it feel to have all these businesses and you're here in Puerto Rico? He's like, man, it's stressful. He says, well, that's life, So here he is, he got so much money, so much business, and he's like stressful. And I'm just chilling, I'm not stressed, But it just shows you how, like, your relationship with money changes. When you're like broke, you're thinking like, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna eat for the next day? When you're like a millionaire, you start thinking, oh, I need to buy this, I need to buy that to secure my assets, so I need to reinvest into there, to the point where it starts driving you crazy, So just kind of want to share my thoughts, because that was like fresh on my mind, because when I was telling them, yeah, peace. I'm tired. It's like freaking 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm ready to go to bed, but I'm stuck in traffic.